made the Pepperbelly melt. Inspiration for this one came from the old hometown fair that I've been going to since I was a kid over here in Southern California, and they would take a bag of corn chips, cut the side off, fill it with chili and sour cream and guacamole and this and that, and you just get to mix all that up, and it's just a flavor that's been with me since I was a kid, so this was kind of my homage to the Pepperbelly melt at the old hometown fair. So we'll start with, this is a little bit different, we're not using the jarred salsa or anything like that, we make everything from scratch. So we've got some Roma tomatoes, and just cut off the end, right into the pan. Jalapenos, this is going to be a flavor for you. I personally like a lot of heat in my stuff. This is quite a large jalapeno, so we'll just go with, half of that. The onion I like to keep cut into, you just need a half an onion, or you're going to, red onion, and cut it in 4 into the pan. And some whole garlic. Once you've got that, all in a pan that you can put into the oven, so no rubber sides here. Drizzle that with some olive oil. Give that a quick toss.
Or use a spoon.
We like to toss. And then we'll throw it in the oven under the broiler, because you're trying to get the char for the flavor. So that'll go right into the oven. Let that broil for a little bit. Usually takes about 5-6 minutes. You give it a quick toss, and then you go let it go a little bit more, so you're getting it all around. While we're waiting on that, we'll make our lime sour cream. I like to use the Tillamook Premium Sour Cream. It's a little richer. So what we're going to do is we're going to throw this into a processor. We're going to take some lime. Let's put a little zest in there. So just use a knife or even a vegetable peeler. A little of that, kind of dice that or mince that up really fine. Anytime you're using a processor and you want something to be fairly fine, you want to give it as much help as possible by using your knife first. Don't throw a whole onion in there. Cut it up into several pieces. Stuff like that. And then we'll use the juice from 2 limes. Squeeze that right on in there. This is something you can make ahead of time. Keep this. You can use this for your tacos. You can use this on omelets. You can use this for a lot of different stuff. Take our avocado. And once again, don't just throw the whole half in there. Help the processor out. Otherwise you end up with chunks of avocado in there. And this is something that should be a little bit on the smoother side. So that goes right on in. Little caminos, just a pinched very strong spice. Cumin. So we process this up. Scrape it down a little bit. We're at our little salt. Some white pepper.
And look at that.
And then now, because I didn't want this to get too beat up in the processor, final quick pulse with the cilantro. And we're done. Okay, now those tomatoes, we had roasted. Now they've got a nice char going to them. We'll give them a quick turn, get some of the other parts of it. Back under. And that will happen quickly. Once it's got the brown going, the char going, the heat has now gone up. So keep an eye on that. The bread that we put this one on, we like to use a cheddar chili bread. So this one's got jalapenos and cheddar inside of it. And once again, when you're buttering your bread for grilled cheese, you want to make sure that you're getting it to the very edges, generously, but not overly buttered. And this is the classic example of a sandwich that you want to use this mix, because you can burn. This is going to take a little bit longer in the pan, so you want to have that mayonnaise in there to help cut the heat. The cheeses for this, Tillamook puts out a wonderful Hot Habanero Jack cheese, and kind of brings in that taco feel to this sandwich. It's not as hot as you may think it is, habanero being one of the spiciest chilies in the world, this has got a nice balance to it. And we also use the medium cheddar cheese. Sharp was just be way too strong for everything that you're putting in here, and it would overtake the sandwich. So let's get those tomatoes out. And what we will do is get these into the blender. Get that all in there. Use the oil that you had in there as well. It's got all the flavor of the garlic that's been roasting in there, and the jalapenos and the onions. And then we will add in that familiar lime. Throw in a little white pepper and salt.
And why are you using white instead of black pepper?
Black pepper with the tomato. Tomatoes carry the flavor of black pepper really well. And if you're not looking for something that's very, very black peppery, you want to go. White pepper it's similar, but you don't have that strong peppery flavor to it. Be generous with the salt on this one. I've used this. You could pour this over a raw piece of fish and roast it with this, and this gets a nice little brown to it while you're roasting it. This can be used for many, many different things, and again, this will stay in your refrigerator for 3-4 days fresh. Pour that in the bowl. Finish that once again. A little bit of fresh picked cilantro. And again, this is something, if you like that char, go dark with it. Don't be afraid. You're only getting the edges. You can almost burn it. So we've got our buttered bread that we'll do buttered side down. Our habanero jack. We've got our mild cheddar. Now what we've done prior is we made our own chili. If you got a favorite canned chili, go right ahead. There's some really good chilies out there on the market. This you got to watch it because you're going to start getting too much stuff into a sandwich. Which can happen sometimes. So you just want to put just a little bit smack in the center. It will spread out. Then corn chips. Not tortilla chips, but your corn chips. You've all seen these before. In there, this gives us a great texture. And again, kind of brings me back to my youth.
It's also, if you're not really expecting to have that crunch of a corn chip on the inside of a sandwich, it's kind of fun. It's a good surprise.
Another piece of the cheese down, cream on top of that, and then the other slice of cheese. This way it doesn't get too lost inside there. And top it, butter side out. You want to get your griddle at about 350 degrees. If you set it down and you hear a heavy sizzle as if you were putting an egg into a pan, it's too hot. One thing that I recommend for grilled cheeses is your bacon press. So we've got a nice large one here we can cover 2 sandwiches with. This is, again, being a thicker sandwich, this helps the heat get up into the sandwich. We'll let that go. Let that brown on that side. Okay, once brown, we'll get them flipped over nice and easy. Nice golden brown on that. And let them finish with their own weight. 2 to 3 minutes on each side, all depends upon where you've got your grill. Okay, once you've browned them on both sides, you're ready for the magic. Now we always recommend with your grilled cheese sandwiches, let them rest. Let them sit for a few minutes. If the sandwich has a lot of ingredients to it and a lot of liquid type ingredients or flowing ingredients, it's going to go out all over the place and then you miss what you put it all together for. So now that they've sat, you'll see that the cheese kind of solidifies up a little bit. Don't use a serrated knife to cut your grilled cheeses. You want to use a nice sharp edge knife. Don't rush it through there, just kind of slice. And behold, the Pepperbelly melt.